So after numerous emails and much anticipation, we have finally migrated to Power Teacher Pro. This tutorial is going to walk you through how to set up your current classes for the upcoming school year. So I will be going over some features, some new features in Power Teacher Pro. I will be showing you how to set up your terms, create and manage your categories, add assignments, and also how to import scores. So let's get started. Once you log into Power Teacher Pro, you're going to realize and notice right away how seamless it is and how intuitive it is. I mean, what's so great about the new gradebook is that it's all web-based. There is no little gradebook icon that is dependent on Java. So this means that the gradebook can be launched right from your attendance dashboard without installing any other software. How great is that? Also, the site's going to look the same no matter what kind of device you bring it up on. So you can access your gradebook in the same view on a laptop, tablet, smartphone, it doesn't matter. What I also like is the cleaner interface. It really makes the toolbars easier to find and locate, and it does simplify that assessment and category creation. And finally, there are so many new features that are going to save you a lot of time. Now, I know right now you're a little frustrated because the interface, it looks new, it's different, right? So you will be frustrated and we are going to make mistakes, but once you're acclimated to the new gradebook, you're going to love the new features. One of the new features is just the multiple course setup. The fact that you can apply new assignments to multiple sections all at the same time is pretty awesome. So, once you launch your Power Teacher Pro, you're going to click on the Power Teacher Pro link under any course name, like you see here. Now, this is a demo account that I'm using, so some things might look a little differently, and that's okay. All right, I will be explaining everything as I walk you through the tutorial. So feel free to access your course under the course name, or you can also access your gradebook by clicking Power Teacher Pro in the navigation menu over on the left. Now, before you access your gradebook, I just want to let you know that any guidance or medical alerts, those are going to be accessed through the backpack icon. Now, that information has always been there, but you were able to access it within the gradebook. Unfortunately, right now, you cannot access that information within the gradebook. You will be able to do so eventually, but right now, please make sure that you click on that backpack icon for the classes that you're teaching so you can see any alerts that are there for your students. So when you first log in, you're going to see an introductory message. It's not going to look like this, right? This demo account has some assignments listed, but if you click, I'm going to click the little help icon in the upper right hand corner, that question mark, to show you what you will see when you log in. So you're going to see an introductory message and some key features of the window are highlighted. Really take a look at these. The score tab under grading is really important to get accustomed to. Your student tab allows you to enter comments and take a look at their demographics. Over on the right, the Create tab, that's where you're going to create assignments and create your categories. You have a help icon, and then you have a little a person icon there in the upper right hand corner that is really cool because it allows you to change the text size. So I know this is a feature that many of you will appreciate because many complained about how small the score sheet was and how you can never see those little numbers. So now you can actually enlarge your text, you can make it medium, or you can make it small, and it will stay that way even when you sign out and you sign back in. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to take you over to the left-hand side because I would like to take a look at the score sheet. That's what I'm used to. I'm a creature of habit. I like to look at my score sheet with the roster on the left, the assignments at the top, and look at my scores. That's the view that I want to keep on my page. So I'm going to click on score sheet within the grading tab. And you'll see the icons, you'll see scores, you'll see once again a view that you are used to. Okay. Up at the top of the screen is a list of classes. So you have a couple options. You can look at each individual class that you have. Notice that Power Teacher Pro also provides a groups tab. This tab groups your sections, which is really nice because you can take a look at both sections within the same score sheet. That means that you can enter all grades for both sections at the same time. And this is especially useful for those fitness teachers who have large classes and need to insert maybe participation grades or attendance grades, whatever it might be. Notice too, we still have access to our semesters last year and upcoming courses as well. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to create your categories. So let's go over to the right. Now you're creating your categories only if you are not setting your gradebook to total points. Okay, so if you have set your gradebook to categories, make sure that you do create those categories. Now once you do that, let's go over to grading and let's click categories. You will see a list of categories that the district has already created for you. And now these are not those. I created these. I'm going to go over to a teacher's gradebook. This is actually what you will see when you log in to the category section. These are 4 categories that the district has created for you. They cannot be changed. They cannot be deleted. Now they can be inactive. So if you don't want to use these categories, you can click the little pencil icon on the right, which will allow you to edit a couple of the features. You can assign that category to multiple classes, and that's about it. And if you want to use it, then keep it as active. If you don't want to use it and you don't want it to be shown to parents or students and you're not going to give it a weight, then click inactive and you're going to hit save at the bottom. There will be a green save tab at the bottom of this dialog box. Right down there. The reason you're not seeing it in this view is because I am in a teacher's gradebook and I don't have the privileges to actually save any changes, and rightfully so. So I'm going to just click out of this. So again, feel free to use these categories if you'd like. If you don't want to use the district created categories, make them inactive and create the ones that you feel comfortable with. So I am going to go up and let's say you want to create a category. Maybe it's just going to be participation. Assign it a color, make sure it's active. Feel free to provide a description that parents and students can see. And you don't have to worry about point values or weights just yet. Select the classes as well. You can assign this category to all classes or just a couple. It's up to you. And then click Save. So there are my categories and we're ready to go. Now, go back over to the left-hand side and you're going to click on Settings. Click on Traditional Grade Calculations. This is going to bring up your term. Now your term is something that you are familiar with. You're familiar with seeing your Y1, which is your year, and then whether you are teaching a semester course or a year-long course will depend on how many semesters or quarters you actually see underneath Y1. So let's take a look at two different courses. So forensic analysis, that is a marking period course. It could be it's a semester course. So if you take a look, Y1 is there, right? We have quarter 1, midterm, quarter 2, and our final. Now, let's get rid of that so we can see Intro to Bio and Genetics. That is a year-long course. So notice the setup is different. We have the 4 quarters, and we have midterm, and we have the final. Now, Y1 is set to total points. We don't want total points. We want to change that year to term weights because we want to weight each term. Quarter 1 is going to be 20. Click the plus symbol, term weighting. Quarter 2 will be 20. Our midterm will be 10. Click the plus sign. Term weighting, quarter 3, 20. Term weighting, quarter 4, 20. And then our final is term weighting, and that will be 10. You will save it. There will be a little save icon at the bottom, and then your term will be set up for that year. If you have a semester, let's go back. Same thing, Y1, let's edit it. Term weights. Now our quarter is going to be 40. Click the plus symbol. Term weights. Midterm is going to be 10. Term weights, quarter 2 is going to be 40. And finally, our final is going to be 10. And save it, and you're good to go. Now, you will notice that there's also a pencil icon next to your quarters because now we have to set up our quarters and provide those categories that we're going to include. So, do we want it to be total points? Maybe you do. If you're not using categories, you will want total points. If you're using categories, I'm going to say we are because we just set up categories, you're going to click category weighting. Classwork is at 10%. Category weights, projects, let's say those are 60. And let's add another one by clicking the plus sign. Category weights, let's do quizzes are 30 if we're going to keep those district categories. And then you're going to click save, and those are saved. So we have set up our year, we've set up our categories, we have provided the proper weights for those categories. Now we're ready to add some assignments and add some scores. All right, so I'm going to give you some time, play around, and then you will have time to access part 2 to take a look at how to create your assignments and to add your scores into your score sheets. All right, so have a great day and take a look at part 2 when you are ready.